Good morning and welcome to KidNuz. I'm Tori. Today is Monday, September 21st, 2020. And we begin with admirers of Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg possibly getting the chance to pay their final respects. According to the New York Times, starting tomorrow and for the next 2 days, this giant in the judicial community, a legal eagle who achieved rock star status and a nickname to match, will lie in repose at the Supreme Court building. Afterwards, there will reportedly be an outdoor public viewing set up for social distancing. The plans are not final and subject to change. Justice Ginsburg died Friday at the age of 87. She worked until the very end, dedicating her life to everyday fairness and equal rights. Her very first fight was personal. Even though she graduated at the top of her class from Columbia's law school, not one firm in New York City would hire her because she was a woman. That insult sparked a long and storied career aimed at leveling the playing field for all. Politicians who can't agree on anything are basically unanimous in their praise for her historic legal legacy. Justice Ginsburg, the notorious RBG, will be laid to rest at Arlington National Cemetery later this week. And now the bruising fight to replace her begins. The importance of who takes Justice Ginsburg's seat cannot be overstated. Supreme Court justices serve for life, and that means their decisions can shape America for decades. President Trump says he'll put a name forward, very likely that of a woman, as early as today. Right now, his shortlist reportedly includes Judges Amy Coney Barrett of Chicago and Barbara Lagoa of Atlanta. The final say, however, belongs to the Senate, which is in charge of questioning and confirming any candidate. Most Republicans are keen to fill the seat as soon as possible. Democrats prefer to wait until after the election and swearing in case Joe Biden wins. Then he could select someone in Justice Ginsburg's image, a liberal voice to offset the court's current conservative majority. Even if you don't give a hoot about the Emmys, you have to appreciate what went into last night's show. Jimmy Kimmel hosted it live, alone from a mostly empty Staples Center in Los Angeles, while producers juggled 130 live feeds from the homes of nominated celebrities. Each had been shipped a laptop, light, and microphone so they could be seen and maybe even heard during their categories. And for the winners, trophies showed up at their doors, delivered by a presenter in a tuxedo-inspired hazmat suit. The best part, though, the money raised to fight hunger. Each competing network pledged $100,000 for every Emmy it won, with 23 statues handed out and $500,000 kicked in by the Television Academy itself. Donations totaled $2.8 million. All that money went to No Kid Hungry, a group dedicated to ending food shortages brought on by the coronavirus. At least in terms of storms, we're now into the Greek alphabet. Mother Nature plowed through a meteorologist's original list of names so fast this season, the rainmaker bearing down on Texas and Louisiana today has been dubbed Beta. But the storm story that's really making news this morning comes from Hurricane Laura. The wall of water that pushed ashore from the Gulf of Mexico a few weeks ago apparently took a bottlenose dolphin with it. She was found 9 miles inland in a pond with no access to open water. Rescuers from multiple agencies came together and over the course of several days managed to get her safely back where she belongs. We're probably long past the point of underestimating the power of social media, but this next father-daughter story is sweet proof of its sway. Giselle Aviles of Humble, Texas, had been watching as her dad tried to keep his taco truck afloat during the pandemic. One day when he made next to nothing, Giselle turned to Twitter with a short and simple note, "I wouldn't normally do this, but my dad's taco truck business is struggling. He only sold $6 today. If you could retweet, I would appreciate you so much." Within days, the post was shared 10,000 times, and the family business suddenly couldn't keep up with demand. He'd sell out, restock, and sell out again. Giselle says her dad still doesn't get social media, but that their family is, quote, overwhelmed with joy from the response and support. That's it for KidNuz. Now our KidNuz quiz. What honor may Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg get starting tomorrow? To lie in repose at the Supreme Court. Who is in charge of picking the next High Court justice? The President nominates, the Senate confirms. How much did last night's Emmy Awards raise to fight hunger? $2.8 million. What animal was pushed far inland by a storm surge in Louisiana? A dolphin found in a pond 9 miles from the Gulf. In One for the Road, file this under super stupid human trick. A woman in England fell out of a moving car onto a highway while filming herself for Snapchat. Police say she was hanging out the passenger side window when she slipped. Miraculously, she was not seriously injured. Responding officers reportedly gave her an earful and repeatedly let her know how lucky she was to survive. Then they posted it all to Twitter with the hashtag #NoWords. Before we go, a reminder that you can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and tell your friends and family to listen to KidNuz as well. Now let's head over to Kim for today's KidNuz Shoutouts.
Thanks, Tori. We love our teachers, and today's salute goes to Mrs. Jeffrey and her students at Lester B. Summer Elementary in Crawfordsville, Indiana. And we send birthday greetings to Victoria in Dayland, Florida, J.D. in Port Orchard, Washington, Cal in Columbus, Ohio, to Virginia for J.T. in Arlington, Clara in Richmond, and Elena in Great Falls, to Illinois for Atia in Chicago, Lillian in Metamora, and Cece in Wilmette. We also have Adele in Houston, Texas, Orlis in Nashville, Tennessee, Kendall in Hattiesburg, Mississippi, Dylan in Auburn, California, Oliver in Amsterdam in the Netherlands, Sophia in Westminster, Colorado, Chester in Kirkwood, Missouri, and in Wisconsin, Finn in Greenfield, and Nora in Whitefish Bay. Thanks for listening, everyone. We'll see you back here for more Kid News tomorrow morning.